Hey guys, Darren down at Supanova, Comic Con and Gaming. We're with the man, Dean Cain.
That's me.
How you going?
It's going great. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Really excited to talk to you. Obviously, you haven't done a con in Australia before, have you?
No, I've been to Australia one time before. It was in 19... then.
A little while ago?
Yeah, that far back. And I was 20-something years ago. I was in Sydney and I was in Melbourne. I was there for the Logies. It was great fun. I didn't start doing cons till about 3 or something years ago. I forget exactly. And the opportunity to come down here was something I could not pass up.
Yeah.
I brought my son down with me. He loves it. He's 17. Well, he's 18 for the bars.
Yep.
Right? That's the right thing to say. I would say he's 19. We're not even close.
19, yeah.
And his cousin, and he's 24, and we're down here having a blast. Now my son wants to go to school down here. My cousin doesn't want to leave. I'm having some problems.
Wow. So, yeah, we really appreciate you coming down. But let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to the Lois and Clark days because
It's just about 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Terry's down here as well, which is great to see you guys together again.
That's my fault.
That's your fault?
Yeah. They asked me to ask her to come down. I'm friends with some of the guys here. Yeah. They asked me. I said, all right, let me ask her and talk to her about it. And timing was good. It's her first con ever, and so it's the first and only time we've ever been together. I thought, why not down under?
Yeah, that's it. Now, Lois and Clark, 87 episodes. It was getting, at the peak of the show, it was 15 million people watching it a night. Back then, that's massive. Like, those numbers weren't thought of back then. Did your head get a little bit bigger? And
Oh, no. My head's already so large that I couldn't put any more. No. When you're shooting a show like that, it's kind of survival, to be honest. You're just on set all day, every day, 18 hours. I would leave my house, I'd be home 18 hours later. So there really was no life outside of it. There was just kind of survival. Let's get through the next thing. I enjoyed being on set. It was great, but take any activity that you enjoy and do it 18 hours a day, and you might not enjoy it so much. There's times it becomes work. You use your imagination on that one.
No.
But we never thought, oh, gee, we're big shots or anything like that, because we were surrounded at the time by two other shows that started a year behind us. One called, I think it's called ER.
Yep.
It did okay. And then another show called, Friends. That's it. Yeah, that show did okay too. And they both were right next to us. So we thought we weren't doing very well compared to them. Those guys were crushing it. And we were there on set before they got there. And when they would all be packing up and going home, we'd still be on set. So we worked longer hours, got less money, and lower ratings. That'll keep you in check real quick.
Now, obviously you're coming out to these cons, you're meeting fans. What are they coming up to you asking you most about? What's the most question you get asked all the time?
Well, the truth of the matter is not, do I miss the tights? I guess that's the biggest question. Do I miss the tights?
Do you?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
The thing that I find it's interesting is, like I said, we're on set 18 hours a day. You don't have any interactions with fans. You don't hear about things that they have to say or whatever they felt about watching the show. You see the ratings come in, you hear you're doing okay or whatever, and you continue. You march on. At the cons, what's so interesting is that people will tell you how the show affected their life or relationships that they had. Or I had a girl come up to me yesterday and she said, I want to thank you for saving my life. And I was like, oh, this is going to be an interesting story. And she explained she was abused as a child, and the only place she sort of found light was watching the show. And you don't realize sometimes the effect you have on people, and that's what's great about these cons is people will tell you, I grew up, it's the memory I have with my grandmother or my mother who have since passed, and so it holds a certain place of nostalgia for them, and it's a great feeling to know you've affected people's lives, hopefully in a positive way, and so many people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Now, obviously, fast forward to now, you're on the Supergirl show. How cool was that when that role came up? Did they come to you, or did you go to them, or how did that come about? Because it was cool when you popped up on screen as Jeremiah. I was like, shit.
Hey,
I nearly swore that. I was went, fucking Dean Cain.
He did.
Like,
You swore again. You're rolling,
it's Dean
right?
Cain. Like, I was stoked to see you in the role, and then obviously when Terry popped up this year. But yeah, how did that come about? You being in Supergirl?
Well, Andrew Kreisberg is one of the exec producers and creators, and he is a big time geek nerd, and he loves the lore, the Superman lore. And for him, it's sort of it's a fun thing for the fans, and for him, he's a big fan. I'm a big fan of the whole genre and everything. And he thought it would be great to bring back, Helen Slater, who was the original Supergirl, as the mom. Myself, who was people did call me Superboy for a while because I was so young when I played it. And I still look so young now, right?
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Totally beautiful.
They thought it'd be fun for us to do that.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be great fun. And Terry coming in, it was great. I mean, Kevin Sorbo came in. A lot of people who came in. By the way, Kevin Sorbo and I were the last 2 actors up for Superman. It was myself or Kevin Sorbo. And he's blonde. It was completely mine. I walked away with that one. Now, Kevin's a great friend. But it was great, and they like to have people come in and still be part of the world, and I love it. I did it on Smallville. I'm happy to do it on Supergirl. We've done 2 seasons. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with my character, Dr. Jeremiah Danvers, in season 3.
I actually hope you're in it a bit more. I really want you to like pop up and be in a good chunk of it.
I agree. It's a lot of fun up there.
Well, I think it's the drama that causes every time you come back between the sisters. I just want to see more of that because you pop back in, they have a cry, you disappear, they have a cry, and then you don't hear about you for a while. You need to be in it more. But just to wrap up, last question. You were in Entourage as yourself.
Yes.
Now, I've always wanted to know, how does someone get involved in an Entourage episode as themselves?
Well, Doug Ellen, I know Doug, and he knew some personal friends of mine, and we were sitting around one day having lunch and just chatting, and he's like, dude, you got to come in and do this little thing. Come in and do this thing and be really funny and, blah, blah, blah. And so I came in and I was there for about an hour and it was just hysterical. It was great fun. You kind of popped in, did the thing. I sort of fit with what they had going on that week. And it was just good timing and great fun. The show is a massive success. Yeah. Hysterical. Kevin Dillon, who I did a little bit with, is hysterical. It's just fun. And you have to, the thing about it is if you take yourself so seriously in this business, people are going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
So you might as well make fun of yourself.
That's it. Well, Dean, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Pleasure.
We hope you enjoy your last few hours in Perth and the rest of your trip in Australia, and thanks very much.
I might be moving here, so my pleasure.
Thanks guys. Cheers.
I got to work on citizenship. We got to figure this out.
So what is it you do?
I'm a driver.
He has a hum in the drum. Plays music to drown it out. And that's what makes him the best.
Your name's Baby. B-A-B-Y, baby.
Baby. One more job and I'm done.
I'm not doing this without you.